Hello everyone, welcome to St. Lawrence Science Digital Library. I am Ranjita. Children, today let us learn about life-sustaining fluid, blood. Before we dive into our lesson on blood, let us start with the basic understanding of what blood is and why is it so important. Children, blood is often called the river of life because it plays a crucial role in keeping us alive and healthy. It moves through our body, delivering oxygen and nutrients to our cells and taking away waste products. So blood is a fluid that transports oxygen and nutrients to the cells and carries away carbon dioxide and other waste products. Understanding how blood works helps us to appreciate how our body stays alive and fights off illness. So, let us still understand how this fascinating world of blood will help us to function and keep everything in our body working together. Functions of blood are transportation, regulation, coagulation and immunity. Now let us learn more about what is present in blood. Blood is made up of four main components. Look at the picture, children. It is made up of 55% of plasma, 1% of platelets and blood cells, and 44% of red blood cells. So now what is plasma? Plasma is the liquid part of the blood that carries nutrients, hormones and waste products. It also contains proteins that help in clotting, fighting diseases. So this is about plasma. So children, we learnt about plasma as a liquid component of blood that carries blood cells, nutrients, waste products and more throughout the body. Now let us learn more about platelets. So what are these platelets? These platelets are also called as thrombocytes. These are small colorless cell fragments in our blood that form clots and stop or prevent bleeding. Children, you would have noticed when you have experienced some small cuts in your finger or hand, once the blood starts coming out from the cut, after some time the blood stops, right? When we have some minor injuries, the blood stops. So who is responsible in our body for stopping this blood flow? That is platelets. So you can see in the picture there, the white color cells, they are platelets and they are acting on the area where there is cut. So they go and they form a clot in the place of the injury, in the place of the open where the blood is flowing, and they clot or they coagulate together to form a hard net-like structure. Okay, so this is how the platelets, these tiny cell fragments, help in blood clotting, which is essential to stop bleeding when you get injured. Okay. Now moving on to the next blood cell, that is white blood cells. So white blood cells are part of the body's immune system. Children, they help the body to fight infection and other diseases. So since these white blood cells help to fight against diseases, they are also called as the soldiers of our body. So you can see in the picture how the white blood cell is fighting against the bacteria and it helps us to be strong and healthy. So these cells are part of the immune system and they act as the body's defense mechanism. So sometimes when we fall sick, children, we will not go to doctor every time, right? 1 or 2 days when we take rest, even without medicines, if we have some cold or fever, mild fever, we get cured even without any medicines. So how is that happening? That is because of these white blood cells present in our body, which fight against the immune system. They help the immune system to fight against the infection, and they help in curing. Got it? So white blood cells are part of body's immune system, which help to fight against body's infection. Now, learning about the red blood cells. So what are these red blood cells, or they're also called as RBCs? They are responsible for transporting oxygen from lungs to body tissues. Children, these red blood cells carry oxygen from lungs to all the parts. Now when we breathe in oxygen, the oxygen is present in the lungs, right? So from here, these red blood cells carry this oxygen, and it will transport to all other body cells. Okay? And when the body cells in return give back the carbon dioxide which is expelled out, they bring it back. Now this blood is called as red blood cells because they have a pigment called as hemoglobin present in them, which is responsible in giving the cells red color. Now what happens, you can see in the picture over here. In the first picture there, number 1, oxygen from lungs is taken in by a red blood cell, and you can see the hemoglobin pigment to which the oxygen gets attached. Okay, so hemoglobin, it carries oxygen along with it, and then it gets bonded along with it, and it becomes oxyhemoglobin. Got it? So oxygen, when it bonds to hemoglobin, it is called as oxyhemoglobin. Now this oxygen that is being carried by the red blood cell will be supplied to every cell throughout the body, and in return, after it releases the oxygen to all the tissues and the cells, you can see in the third picture there how oxygen is released into other cells. They also give back carbon dioxide to these, so it will also carry back carbon dioxide. Okay, so its main function is to supply oxygen to all the parts of the body tissue and the body parts from lungs. So this is the function of the red blood cell in our body, and it is red in color because of the pigment called as hemoglobin, which is red in color. Okay. So children, in this module we learnt about what is blood and what are the different types of blood cells present, and the function of all these RBC, WBC, platelets and plasma. I hope you have understood the concept of blood. Let us look forward for more concepts in the next video. Thank you.